Make sure I get the water one here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dad's Workshop, where I'm going to start making some flip-flops here using this buckskin. But I got some grain to scrape off, I think. Before I do that, some little spots near the neck here, which is what I want to use for the heel portion. I want to use this neck area where the skin is thicker and it can handle a little more traffic. But it needs to be consistent, or somewhat consistent when I get to it. I might even pound it with a mallet a little bit, flatten it out. Thunder Gals, welcome, welcome. Rob, welcome. I'm getting this buckskin here ready. I'm going to use the neck section. This is near the deer's neck, which is the thicker portion of the hide. I'm going to use that for the heel sections of these molds. That leather I put in there last week was just to test it. I don't have two of the same pieces to use there, so I can't do it with that. So I got to use buckskin, and I'm going to have to just buckle down, so to speak, right? And just use it because it's going to have to get used for these projects. It took so much effort that I'm afraid to take that leap of faith and make something with it, and and end up regretting it or making a mistake and then ruining all that hard work, But you got to walk with some bravery, I think, and just approach it like this is part of Dad's Workshop. We make things from scratch, and we have to see it through, even if it's a little scary to think that I might lose something, right? That took me a lot of work. So somewhere in here, I think, is going to be what's used for this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply oils. I could put this back into tanning again and maybe make it tougher and more wood-like if I tanned it a little longer. But I think what I'm going to do is actually just oil it enough to get use beeswax and other kind of tricks I have at my disposal here to get this buckskin a little more firm so it can be in the sole of a shoe. Or in this case, a flip-flop, because I'm making flip-flops. But welcome, my name is Calvin. This is Dad's Workshop. What's your name? Introduce yourself. Say hello. We love to meet new people here. Thunder Gals, I'm watching on our new computer while doing letters and stickers to a bunch of people. Okay. Well, any way you can watch. We love that. Stick around, and we're going to continue to do this stuff. Then the second part of today, if we get to it, is I have to make a new handle. This is a woodworking portion. I got to make a new handle for this hatchet right here. It's an antique hatchet that I bought a while back. It's got rusty because of all the salt water in the shop. But here's the old handle. It's obviously not working anymore, even with this pitiful wedge here. We're gonna make a new one. I got this piece of ash right here. We're gonna make a new handle for this, and then fix up this blade, get it looking good again. You know how that goes. Got to get stuff looking good again. But it is Monday. I see we're moving a little slow. YouTube is being a little stingy with sending the stream out, obviously. So we'll see what happens here. Where's my knife? I'm gonna scrape this a couple more times here. Just give it some. And I have some beeswax. If the salve that I want to try to use for this stiffening process doesn't work, then I will use straight up beeswax. Heather mentioned the fear that she has, which is that the beeswax will like make your feet slide on it when you're in a situation where you're Wow, it is not a great angle. Watch out, man. Out of here. Out. Let's try like this. Maybe this is good. Maybe not. We'll see. Oh, my other light is almost going out, so it's going to get worse soon. Worse before it gets better here. All right, so this thick section, I want to be basically in the heels of this. So I will start. I'm trying to think of how I should start. Maybe wet this down, take the slicker, and kind of push the mold in place so I can see the outline of the foot, and then make sure I position this properly. Then I can cut probably here if I need to. But it's even worse. People really don't like that view. All right, well, let's do this first before I worry about all of the theatrics of everything. Let me get this moistened, because it's a wet mold form, so it's going to have to be moistened. I want people to have the value of this. I know people just want to see pretty stuff all the time, but you got to get value. Wow, that's really bad. Huh. Okay. Welcome, Rob. Welcome, Thunder Gouge. And I don't think they're sending my stream out into the shorts feed. That's probably the problem, or something else is going on. Hey, thanks for spamming that heart, somebody. Appreciate you. All right, so now I kind of got an idea. These molds, I'll do one at a time, but I want to have them positioned. I want to save as much possible leather as I can. I don't know what the best approach to that would be. Are you okay there, bud? You all right? What just happened? Are we freezing? No, okay. I see what's going on. Yeah, I'm not going to waste time doing this if they're going to do this stuff. Nurse D, thanks for the gift. Hope they got that in there. Are we back on again? Thank you, Nurse D. Sorry that I couldn't acknowledge your gift a little better, but it looks like we're having a problem here with not our internet. It's YouTube problem. I already know. You don't even have to tell me. That's the outline. I use my slicker to kind of find the outline of my mold there. That's the outline right there. And then this would be the outline of my other mold. Use this as a guide. It's possible I could sneak them closer. Nah, I think it's got to be at least that much distance. So here's the outline of the other mold. Maybe a little more water on there. Yeah, so I got a bunch of stuff I want to do. It's going to be a little slower week, though, here. I've got some, I can't always just be going 100. I feel like I go. All right, where's the edge of that thing? Oh, okay, that's right. It's got a what do you call it? Irregular edge right there, which is all right because I can sand it or fix it to get the right way. It's my bad eye. Where's it at? Where is it at? There we go. I'm just trying to find this edge, y'all, so I know where it is, and I can kind of position this leather in the right place. Yeah, I'm glad everybody's in. Thank you for being here. My name's Calvin. This is Dad's Workshop, and right now we're working on cobbler type skills here. We like all the primitive skills and stuff. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut this like this right here. I'm going to take my shears, which Heather oh, there you go. Multi-size wood slicker. There you go. And we might change our affiliate here in a second, depending on how well these shears cut. But I'm going to cut straight up this way. I'm going to try to leave enough so that these each, have enough space that they can sink down in there a bit. All right. So what I might do now is actually take a straight edge, just so I kind of have an idea of, and remember, animal skin is not perfectly square like anything. I will use actually my shear box here because that's about the right length. So approximately a straight edge, right? That's okay. Sort of, sort of right. We'll stay to the left hand side of that line, maybe. And I'm only going to make this one cut to start because I want to make sure that my cuts I'm not wasting leather here. This is not like fabric that you buy from the store. It took me a long time to make. So, all right, here's my shears of note, right? Your average scissors may struggle with leather, y'all. These are the Tanma. This is a Japanese company known for their shears. They are really well reviewed. And I'm gonna go up a little bit more there. Hard for me to think of cutting this buckskin without doing really, really well, but it has to be cut, So, oh, look at good color on the inside of that too. All right, now let me flip this around a little because we have the shoe outlines there. By the way, these are the Tama shears right here. Really nice shears, man. It's not like regular scissors. I'm thinking about making a sheath for these that goes on my new leather apron that I'm working on. All right, I'll make a line here and I'll cut there. That should work. And then this extra scrap can be used as cordage. It's pretty large pieces too, so. And the slicker will kind of act as my guide to being able to making these lines and so forth on here. These actually have straight edges on them, so. Thank you. Heather put up the Thomas shears. They're super good. What's up, Mims? How you doing, man? Burnish that edge. That'll give me a line right there to cut. I want them up next to each other. No, it needs to be wider than that. See, now I'm losing. See my shoe outline right there? I'm losing that now because the leather's getting moved around a lot. So I might have to be a little quicker. I don't want to be fast, but I want to be fast enough to get these shapes out. So Mike is asking a question, which I would love to answer. And no offense to the animal lovers out there, but yes, I was hunting squirrels this weekend, and I took a shot and knocked a walnut. I knocked a walnut out of a squirrel's mouth. Poor guy. It wasn't the worst thing to happen to him that day. But in an effort to be diplomatic, I'll keep those things to Discord. They say don't use scissors to cut leather, but these I think are an exception. They do an excellent job. Hot knife through butter, man. You know, I was always a joker. Let me tell y'all, because this is the way it is. It's only difference now is that like you all can't get smart with me. Like my kids used to get smart with me in class, and I would be, you know, I would be I don't know. I told Heather I would make jokes like that today, but maybe I'll let it come in organically. Ralph, welcome. Thank you for being here. Uh, so um so yeah, I did. It was an interesting weekend. It was fun, fun. You know, the squirrels they have a good chance against me. Let's just put it like that. Soldier Farms, hey yeah, hey y'all, smash that like button. Definitely do that. All right, y'all. See, now we're gonna try. We got this thing moistened and whatnot. Maybe not as much as we need to. We might get the heat gun out too and put some beeswax coconut oil mixture on here to get this kind of thicker and in a more rigid, kind of prepared for more rigid work. Basically, it needs to do some more. It's pretty chilly out here today. It's gonna be warm the rest of the week here. Welcome. My name is Calvin. This is Dad's Workshop. Soldier Farm said, Cal, I'm teaching kindergarten today. Oh man. Training for I am in training for grandkids, spoiling these guys and sending them home. Yeah, the kindergartners are so cute, man. Enjoy it. Really, man. Really. I think especially to only have to do it for a day, because you don't have to really deal with, you might get a taste of how hard it is. And you know what they say, everything you ever needed to learn, you learned in kindergarten. You ever heard that? Our kindergarten, how many people had a great kindergarten teacher? I did. I had a great kindergarten teacher. Wherever you had Miss Quinn out there. She was 29 when she taught me kindergarten. She's, holy smokes. Fresh young lady, Miss Quinn. 29, and she was great. I've heard of so many great kindergarten teachers. You have to be a great teacher to be a kindergarten teacher. It's almost like being a what do you call it, a maternity ward nurse. They don't just put everybody in those classrooms, you know. Right now I'm applying a mixture. It's a mixture I make: peppermint oil, oregano oil, all these different oils, but primarily beeswax and coconut oil. And what I'm trying to do is add a little volume to this leather and make it a little more rigid, so when I put it in the form, it wants to like hold shape better. I've done so good softening this buckskin that I did a little too good, and so now it doesn't want to. So it's I don't know. I forgot what I was saying. You know me, the ADD kicks in. Anyway, when I was a teacher, kids would get smart. I would get smart back with kids. Like I had a smarmy way to, you know, if I find out it, and I was picked on, and maybe it's part of like being picked on by the staff of my elementary school. They found out when I was in elementary school, they found out I had a crush on this girl, and I was always chasing after girls, man. My whole starting at way too young an age, but I had a like a little third grade crush on this girl. They shut the lights off at lunch, and the lunch lady announced it to the entire cafeteria. I can't make that up, man. That was like her. I guess she didn't like me or something. It was like her way to humiliate me, or she thought it was funny, genuinely. But I remember hiding under the table. Like I actually ducked under the table. Imagine that. Your worst fear in a dream, like that actually happened. As a child, what's your worst fear? Humiliation, right? But I don't think of it in that way. Like I don't think of it that badly because I think I picked on kids to make up for it. Hey, welcome, Critter Getter. So Critter, I was telling Heather that I think I do have some like, you know, I've been diving into the chemistry of trying to home tan and stuff, and we were talking today, and I think I put it in the comments that I do believe that it's possible to say to tan your hides, you know, soft tan your hides at home with the right equipment, I think, and the right kind of chemistry around you, and save the $25. But it's whether it's worth it to, oh wow, that thing swelled this weekend. I'm gonna have to adjust this mold, I think. I think it swelled up a little bit. Wood moves all the time, man. That's the problem. So I think I have kind of a preliminary group of substances I think that you use, like the orange bottle tan that the tanners use and stuff like that. I think I have a preliminary idea of what those guys use. And oh wow, that was really, yeah, that just broke the mold kind of a little bit. We'll have to glue that up. I didn't make it larger, which is what I should have done. Now we can take 2 pinch clamps and put it on here. We can actually take wood clamps and put it on here as well. But we're gonna and I think it's a combination, and I'll put it out there just for value here. I think it's a mixture of citric acid, alum, salt, and then some sort of aldehyde. So in their case, they can buy bottled formaldehyde. So they add formaldehyde. But when you smoke a hide, I don't know if Mike is in here right now, Mike Osborne. But when you smoke a hide, that's what the preservative effect is coming from. The formaldehyde type chemicals that are in the smoke are what's preserving. This is my understanding. I don't think you even need to smoke really the hide if you do brain tanning, and you just do add a little bit of veg tanning in there. And there's ways to do that, I think, to make it clear. But I got to figure out, I kind of have to have one of your hides and feel how soft those hides are. And I'll buy one when you get them in your store. And I have to compare that with what I can do here, based on the little bit that I know. And I think once I make that comparison and see what it takes to make it that soft, if it's possible, which I do think it is. Once I see that, then I can say, hey, you know, you could do it for this amount of money. And it'll take you this amount of time, because I know you got a family and stuff too. So time is also an investment factor. You pay $25 per carcass. New tan, yeah, I've heard about that stuff. Yeah, I've heard about that stuff. Yep. Nothing wrong with trying stuff, man. Yep. Now, in this case of these, this is a deer hide right here, but this has been bark tan or veg tan, and it's buckskin, but I'm adding some oils to it so that these wet molds that I've got here will hold shape, and I can continue to make stuff out of it. It's waterproofing it a little bit there, see? But I actually want to keep adding moisture because I want this mold, and I'm going to pinch it down too. I want some pressure down on it too. These will be the soles of the flip-flops I'm making. So for, you know, I got to have a story behind everything. So I'm going crab fishing this summer. And I want to have, I need flip-flops, and you know, y'all know this is what I do, man. This is my job. So sitting here and hopefully inspiring and entertaining you is what I do. 3 sheets to the wind, you know. So I need these flip-flops for my crab fishing. I'm gonna go crab fishing. I don't suppose they have crab fishing in Nebraska, do they, Critter Getter? Not to rub it in. But we have it, you know, in the Chesapeake Bay. I'm going to be in the Bay, so love to do it. I'm pretty good at it too, man, if I do say so, especially with pull pots. You know, hand-over-hand pots. I used to have really fancy pots that I used to use, but they don't work well in the Chesapeake. Sometimes what works best is simpler, you know. The simplest solution is the best one. There you go, man. You got your kids in what they call specials, right? They call it specials in elementary school. And when they get to middle school, they try to call it specials still. I'll say it's not specials, it's an elective. All right, so there we go. Two molds in place. This one cracked a little because over the weekend it must have Oh, hey, what's up? Oh, look, hey, Emre's showing you that he has had a membership for a month. Shout out to all my members. Appreciate y'all. Let me do a little drum roll for Emre and being a member for a month. Thank you, Emre. Appreciate your membership. Welcome. Welcome. What we're doing now is making sole molds here, wet molds. They're going to allow me to stitch stuff and put stuff in. I have some cork and some other materials that will go into these. The first probably step will be making some incisions here in the leather and then coming up with a piece that goes like this, you know, from side to side here, making that piece and then using stitching that together, these two pieces like this that come into a V here. And then they go down through this sole and they're stitched or riveted down in this area right here. Ralph said, Calvin, I have like 25 tan hides here and 5 with the hair on. I'm going to have coats made for me and the wife. There you go, man. There you go. That's a lot of tan hides. How many years did it take you to get those, Ralph? Did you acquire them over time? I did go squirrel hunting this weekend, and there's some funny stuff about that, and you know, and also some not funny stuff. But yeah, I got a squirrel, but right before I got it, I knocked a walnut right out of its mouth. So I shot a walnut out of the squirrel's mouth, and then the squirrel just stood there like, "What the hell just happened?" And then I hit the squirrel straight through its ear. Boom, bow, just like that. Poor squirrel. I always thank the squirrel. Any animal you hunt, it's given to you. You know, it's given itself to you. If you think about it like that, it's fine. So we got our molds made. This is really not much more to this. I'm going to take a little clamp, a couple of little clamps. I've got these Jorgensen clamps. They work pretty well. I'm going to clamp these molds up so that there's some downward pressure. I don't need big clamps for this. You could probably use spring-loaded clamps. Hey, Mike Osborne with the $2 super chat. Let me get the drumsticks ready so I can do a roll on that. What we're trying to do is just apply enough force that it holds that shape. Now, I probably should have taken that piece of leather that I did this with last week and made sure I had more leather like it, but didn't. I'm going to do a drum roll in just a second, Mike. Appreciate you, man. Mike with the $2 super chat. Get my drumsticks. Now, I made an apron that I'm still kind of finishing, and that's why I don't have any more of that leather. Oh, man, that's the first roll of the week. There we go, 2, and echoing off the house. Thank you, Mike. Mike with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Soldier Farm says, I'm going to start the ukulele kit this week. I know what I ordered, but I think they sent the built up where all I do is set the neck, fretboard, hardware, finish, string, and tune. Are you a luthier there, Soldier Farm? Do you know how to build instruments? Hey, by the way, double tap the screen and like this video. That's how YouTube knows where to send you. Appreciate you for doing that, y'all. Just making sure, it's greased up properly, y'all. I just want it to be moisturized and pressed down. Now, I want to kind of make a template for these two things that's supposed to go this way. Whatever you want to call it, those things that do this thing. I should probably make a template for those, right? And definitely on men's and women's, they're different. So I want to make sure that I don't make myself some women's flip-flops. But what Soldier Farms was talking about, differentiated shoes, is really cool. I had no idea they ever made shoes like that. That was news to me, man. All right, let's get these clamps on here. Also, since I'm not using my shears at the moment, I'm put this little cap on them. But these Tonga shears, super good, super sharp. A little pricey, but very, very nice shears. Y'all made in Japan too. Japan's still like concerned about the quality of stuff they make, unlike some countries, including you know, I don't know, some that shouldn't be like that. All right, we'll put one spring-loaded clamp on it to the top here. I'll take one of these little bitties. Oh, another piece of scrap leather. That's nice. Now I had to use an entire buckskin for this, so I hope everything works out. Fingers crossed, you know what I mean? So now I'm clamped down on there, and it's just putting it aside for now, which is what I did a minute ago. What did I do with that? Oh, there we go. Put those aside and do some woodwork. Welcome, everybody. My name's Calvin. This is Dad's Workshop. This was the one last week, so now I'm going to have to get this form out of this to be able to reuse this leather, right? Because I pressed this form into it so well. Now I'm going to have to like break this form back out. It may not even be possible. I may have to get more grain leather so I can make a boot. Because that there, and here's my scrap from that last buckskin. It cut really nicely. We'll put that aside. But by the way, buckskin is hide that, oh, okay, this needs to be on here because I use this like as part of my workbench. I got a French style bench with a what do you call those? The hold fast holes in them. So that's pretty interesting. Ralph said I retired from the Carpenters Union after 25 years. All right, y'all. Now we had a handle to make because this needs to be rehandled. And since we have those put aside right now, they're kind of in the oven, so to speak. I also got 2 hides. I got actually a bunch of hides. I got three or four squirrel hides that I've got right now. Squirrel leather is really good. Especially y'all saw it on this handle over here. Where my hatchet is. So this, as I've showed you before, is squirrel leather. So when I take a squirrel, I keep the hide because that's really good for stuff applications like this. What Rob was talking about, he wanted to put leather on the handle. Wet forming this to this was so easy. All I did was get this leather wet and press it down with my fingers, and it worked. Am I showing you, or are you not seeing anything? Wet forming was pressing it like this, right? And it really worked well on this handle. So here we go. We're going to use our razor saw here to do some cross cuts, and then I might have to sharpen my chisels a bit. I like sharp chisels. I don't like dull chisels, especially when I'm working with a really hard wood like ash. I'm going to make a series of cross cuts here. I feel cramped behind me right here, like the bench is further back than usual. This handle is just modeled after the previous handle. I'm not trying to reinvent the handle, you know. One of these drumsticks over here. Building instruments is fun. I do have a bass drum that I need to bring in here that I restored. A 19th century bass drum, I believe. That's the rip cutting side. I want to make a tabletop for it. It's essentially a really, really old marching bass drum. And what I want to do is make it into a nice coffee table, and I don't know, sell it probably, because I don't have any room for any coffee tables, but I'll sit around with it for a while if I need to. What kind of work do I do? This, Ralph. This is the work I do. I was a teacher for 17 years, and I'm all in on this right now. Building a brand. Yep. If that makes sense. Yeah, this is what I do, man. I was steady employed for many, many years as a teacher, and then before that, I worked since I was 14 years old, man. This is the first time I haven't had well, besides the one that Google sends me, if that's a W-2, probably not, because they're not that nice to us. But yeah, so first time in a long time. I don't have a native hand drum. I do have a goblet drum from South Africa in here for sure. That was a gift from my friend who has since passed away. He was South African, kind of like a djembe, but it's from South Africa. It's not that type of drum. I might not stay on forever today, y'all. I mean, I want to be here and hang out, but definitely feels like a Monday today. I got a lot of work to do on this long form video too that I've been crafting for a while here, for a month or so, trying to get it right, and it's not long either. So if you heard, I'm gonna see how sharp these are right now. The other thing I should do is go and make a stop cut, which will probably remove some of this already once I do that. What just dropped? The pin? This thing? Yeah, due diligence, y'all. You should always do this just to be sure. And then I do gig work occasionally, but I haven't done that in a while. It doesn't pay enough to offset my costs. Ralph said I have a 40 by 80 barn, 40 by 60 barn, and a little shop in the house. I do have heaters, but yeah, it's cold up there, man. You don't get away with let's tilt this down towards y'all. It actually is going to help me to do that. I'm going to tilt it like this direction. Heather, when you want to, you can throw this like Guocho. I think it's Guocho, this razor saw. It's a really good saw, y'all. I do stand by it. So my lack of Japanese pronunciation, though, would mess up me trying to say the company's name that made it. I want to do a little polish on these chisels. I think they're a little dull. Oh no, you're warming up there in North Dakota. It's 45 now, huh? Well, that's similar to the temperature it is here right now. It's to us that's pretty chilly down here. So what I'm going to do to make sure that these sides stay kind of symmetrical is go back and forth from one to the other. And right now, while I got this thing at a good angle, I'm going to put some more stop cuts in it. Hey, here's what I need you to do, though. I need you to subscribe to my channel. We're trying to, what was my subs at today? Let's see what they were at. I'm at 5161. Here's what I want to get. I want to get to 51, let's say 67, so that when I wake up tomorrow, I'm at 5165. So 5167, y'all. That's the goal, sub goal for today. Let's get to 5160. Subscribe to the channel, y'all. Subscribe. I need those. See, I told Ralph this is what I do. Y'all have it. All in. All in. All in, y'all. That's what it is. That's okay. Hit that like and subscribe button, folks. Show Calvin your support for the channel. Thank you. Appreciate you, Ralph. That is what I need you to do. Like and subscribe. Become part of the fam. This is my only job. I don't collect any government assistance either, y'all. And that's real. I'm being 100%. I don't collect any government assistance. I don't ask for any handouts. You know, except for the ones that folks can give to me without them hurting, you know. I don't stand out on the street and beg. I don't, you know. I don't consider myself unemployed, though. I probably, no, because I have tax forms, I guess. I'm not technically unemployed. I'm not super gainfully employed, I guess, if you could say that. So many things we could go viral doing. Like I could get on here like, I don't want to get a job, and put the sign on my chest, right? And make people angry enough to come in here and fight with me, right? I don't want to get a regular job. But that's not exactly, I'm not against working. I know, I mean, I was in the workforce, like I said, since I was 14 years old, man. I had a work permit. I had this adult that I really looked up to when I was younger to tell me that he didn't want his son to work. He was like a union pipe fitter, steam fitter. What did we say the other day? Pipe layer. He's a house Calvin. Outside time is highly limited. That's funny. Yes, that is true. That is true. Yeah. Anyone else who's a housemate on there, put a one in the chat. Hold your ones up. Put your ones up. I have responsibilities around here, you know. Can't go too far. Heather likes it that way, man. Yeah, man, your body feels the years of abusing it. The doctors tell us. First time I had that is when I had a kidney stone. I went to a urologist, and they took a CT, and they said, well, you have orthopedic issues. They were like, but we're not orthopedists. I'm not a bone doctor, and I can't, all I can tell you is you have, based on my medical school that you have an abnormality in your lower spine. That's typical for people who worked manual labor and played contact sports. And I said, oh, cool. I did both of those things. How many times my head got smashed in playing football or lacrosse or hockey or whatever. and then the other things that happen from the manual labor. I actually think the reason I have kidney stones is from working in extreme heat and not being hydrated properly. Part of it, besides the genetics. We are, I've said this before on here, our time is a non-renewable resource. Look how much hair I have left. How much youth do I have left, right? You can stay strong for a long time if you're lucky and you work at it, you know. But it's, I have neuropathy I have neuropathy of the knee, you know. Things that tell you that you're not going to be here forever, you know. When a part of your body no longer has feeling, and you live with that every day, you're like, okay. It's almost like people don't understand unless they've had it. It's almost like a part of your body's dead. Somebody can put their hand on my knee and I won't feel it, right? And that happened from the compression of the spine. I'm sure my nerves are compressed, so I can't feel certain parts of my body. And then the day when that becomes pain, right? Shooting pain, I really hope that day doesn't come, you know. But if it does, it's going to be a problem for me. Pretty nice. Getting there as we do in this shop. One of my favorite phrases. Robert Mitchum said, I don't know if you know who Robert Mitchum is, famous actor. There's something on my face. Richard Tome, Sr., welcome. Hey, do subscribe. What was my goal today? 165, 167. I need 167 subscribers before I stop bothering everybody today. 167. That's the goal, folks. I want to say thank you to Mike also for his super chat, and to Dacian for his membership. As he demonstrated today, he showed his member shout out. I think every week they give you a chance to show your members how long you've been a member. So if there's members in the place right now, you go to the $sign. It's free, and you hit free membership milestone, and put that in the chat so we can show everybody. I want you all to see these perfect little curls come. What? Oh, did I miss something?
Schmucks over here and a little bit right here.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to get.
Thanks.
No problem.
I couldn't see it because I'm blind.
No, you got no ears. You got no ears.
Y'all can see the beautiful shavings coming off. That's why I put it up. Thank you, Mike, for your super chat. These little curls this is the satisfying, super satisfying part of this is these little, when you're chiseling an edge like this. These little curls. I don't want to put my hand in front of the chisel though, like this. Neat little curls. And I don't have a lathe, so I do all my shaping with chisels. I also don't carve. That one's a nice one. So, y'all see that? Pretty sweet, right? Can y'all see them being made? But very satisfying work. I try to keep my pressure light here, and then I can round the edge real well. That was a little too much there. These are Narex chisels, in case you're interested. Heather can put the link for Narex chisels. This is a big set though. Like this is probably a set of like 30 plus chisels. So she can put a smaller set on there, I'm sure, if you're interested in. They're definitely like for I don't want to call them budget chisels either, but they're not the most expensive ones, and they're high quality. They make them in the Czech Republic. They're pretty good. And we're still tanning hides. I've got a couple hides in a lye solution outside, a deer hide, and oh man, that was a nasty one, dude. And as Critter Getter said the other day in his chat, deer season is over, man. So whatever hide I get is either it's roadkill or whatever, you know. So I'm making a handle, Otto Anderson. This is going to be a handle for a hatchet. Yeah, the hatchet head that I haven't restored the head either. This is the hatchet head for this. The old handle, if I still have that here, and I should. Where's that old handle at? Boobity boop boop. I don't know where I put the old handle. I don't know. Anyway, it looked like it's made out of, ash probably the same material, but it's a lot thinner. And they had to put a big wedge in it, so I don't think it was ever a very good handle. But we're gonna get this one so that this one is very good. This is where I put curve cuts in there or cross cuts. So naturally going to take more material out there when you do that. And then once you get to that depth, you got to slow your pressure down or put less pressure on there. You could use a spoke shave to do this too. I just like chisels, you know. You could use a planer. You could use a spoke shave. You could use hand carving tools. But I prefer chisels. That's just, see, there's a lot of different ways to do woodwork, right? I like the tools that work away from my body. So this could be done with a draw knife too, but the reason it's called a draw knife is because you're pulling it towards you, so inherently more dangerous, right? I am not the type of guy that needs to finish a project in one day either. And as a woodworker, I was told by the pros, by the really good ones, that you really should not think of woodwork in a way like in a manner as you need to get it done right now. I mean, some people do have deadlines. I understand that. Setting a deadline for yourself is okay, but give yourself a deadline that gives you a lot of time for the craftsmanship, right? Ralph said, oh, I didn't see Heidi. Sorry. Sorry, I didn't say hi, Heidi. Yep, the grandkids love to love it too. I'll cut out birdhouses and they can nail them all together. They love it. Yeah, actually, I have a couple videos. We made some bluebird houses. My sons, well, I made the bluebird houses for the most part, though I did have some help from one of my sons. And we put one up, and then a couple months later, we put another one up. When I was out shooting at squirrels and stuff, I noticed there was bluebird activity near the second house that I put up. So I'm excited to see that there's going to be more bluebirds moving in there. Everybody likes to look at bluebirds. If you don't, there's something wrong with you. All right, that looks pretty good there. And I don't want to take any more material off of that side, really. But you can see how it's rounding out too. And you do this stuff gradually to make sure that you don't overdo it. Now, where did I put that handle so I can check it against it? Oh, there it is right here. So this is the original handle right here. Probably also nice straight grain on this wood too. Yeah, it's ash. Could be hickory or something like that generally, but this looks like ash. Even the grain you can see, or on the veins or whatever, you see the same pattern there. I forget what they call it on the end grain. So yeah, this is the old handle. So let's see how the width is comparing with that right there. I want it wider than this because this had to be. Look at the wedge didn't hold it on. So we're not gonna make it like this wide, but it's got to be wider than that. Yeah, and what I'll do is work the head until the hatchet goes on, and then I'll work the rest of the handle. So that's probably what I'm going to attack, and that's how I did it before. It worked really well for my other tool there. Yeah, man, you gotta have kids and doing those little birdhouses and that's the beginning to a world of woodwork for those kids where they'll start to understand more complex stuff. Those little projects are meaningful, and they'll have memories with you too, Ralph. That's important. Ouch. These edges right here are sharp still, man. I want to soften those edges, round those edges off. Cut me through my gloves. Ralph said, we tie flies together for fishing. Oh, Outdoor Malachi here. What's up, Outdoor Malachi? Welcome. Now, I kind of drop off the cliff here. I don't know where the next cut should be. Oh, down there. Okay. Yeah, I see. That's quite a bit of material right there, actually. Is that right? Yeah, that don't look right. No, that's right. Kind of got a weird recurve like that, so I'm going to have to work this handle a bit. But that does look like what I have laid out. Dang, I did something wrong here. Maybe I took too much material. I don't usually do that. Too much material off this side? Maybe not. We'll see. As long as we got enough on the end, I'm all right. I can work it, you know. Not really what I wanted to do right there. Hey. Wes does it says yeehaw and shit. Up in Buckskin Cal's workshop. That's right. That's what we say here with a whiskey soaked voice. And that's how we say it, ladies and gentlemen. Buckskin Cal. Like that whiskey soaked voice. Move out of the way, Chris Stapleton. And whoever that dude was, and Tombstone that sat at the bar. You guys get out of the way. It's Buckskin Cal. Women make many, many mistakes, but men only make two: everything we say and everything we do. Oh, I don't know. Let's go back. Hold on. Mike, women make many, many mistakes, but men only make two: everything we say and everything we do. Oh, God, I got it, man. See, I'm relaxed enough to get that joke this time. Two mistakes: everything we say and everything we do. Hey, speak for yourself, Mike. Sometimes you have to stand up to the woman, you know? I would say stick it to the woman, but that don't sound right. You know, like sticking it to the man. It just doesn't. It just don't land the same way. Oh, Mike says, speaking for all men. All right, Ralph, we'll see you in a minute. He said he'll be right back. Mallet. All right, there we go. I'll save my funny school stories for Tuesdays and days where I feel like my energy, I have that comedic energy in my system. You know how I'm always blowing you all away with the entertainment value of all the funny stuff I say. I hate to like let you down today on a Monday where we all just gotta remind ourselves that we have to do stuff and things and stuff. That's what you remember on my. Oh man, I have to do this stuff again. Stuff and things and stuff. And a little shock collar. Let's stop. And we have safe words. I only stand up to my wife when she tells me the shock collar. So I'm allowed to go to the mailbox. All right. On weekdays from 9 to 5. Dad, just found this. Are we getting a dog? I get it, Heather. I get it. Oh no. You might say we are, son. You might say we are. What the heck was that? Don't do that. Stop falling. Stop falling, stuff. Yeah. Those of you who are here for animal stuff, I'm going to continue doing animal stuff. This is just something I'm in the middle. I've got buckskin in these molds, and I've got deer hides in the tanning process right now. I'm working on a tanning video, so we got all these things going on. I am the dog, son. It's time we talk about men's place in this world. That's what Wes said. I think I delivered that fairly well too. See what you think your place is. You think you're really strong, don't you? You think you're super super suave. All the ladies like you, right? Guess what? There's a lady. You remember the lady on 90 Day Fiance that was like that? Where she was like that with her. He was such a. Oh my god. I mean, and all joking aside, like I know we some of us are subservient, but like he was just ugh, you know. Like put my own subservience aside. He was so ugh, and he was just man. And the lady like from Colombia or Panama or something. I'm sure y'all know who I'm talking about. Um, and then she's treating him like that, and it's all cute and everything. And then you find out she like got pregnant by the her personal trainer at the gym. So like, whoa, not cute anymore. Not cute. I'm gonna leave a little bit above the line here. Yeah, they are bad. They are all bad. He's like the worst one though. Oh, so terrible. Welcome to Dad's Workshop. My name's Calvin. My little light just went out. That's sad. Makes me sad in my heart. But what doesn't make me sad in my heart is having you here, because I'm so happy to have you. You could have been anywhere else in the world, and you're here. So what I need you to do is get me up to 5,167 subscribers, and I need that today. I need you to do that right now. I kind of like a little toothache, y'all. God forbid, man. I hate to have to go to a dentist. Swindlers. No offense to dentists and my cousin Daniel if he's in there. Sorry. I just call dentists swindlers. No offense to your folks. I know Amray's got a dentist in the family too. So do I. Oh, that's a nice little. Look at that little curl. Nice little curl. Need you to get me up to 5,167 subscribers, and then I'll stop bothering you about it, or I may not. But get me up to that number. That's a special number for me. Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 5167. That's why we're doing this. It's commemoration of Columbus. Everybody loves that. Doesn't he need another holiday? There we go. That'll work. If Wes had this right now and he had his spoke shave out, and I'm going back a long time, this is like a year ago, he had a little spoke shave song, and it was like, looks like a situation for the spoke shave. But it was he toned it better. His intonation was better. So this is a spoke shave situation if you have one. Don't have one, actually. I do not have a spoke shave. I got chisels. I don't even have carving tools. Like, looking like a situation for the spoke shave. Something like that. If I got it right. Wes can correct me if I'm wrong. He can get a piano out. Give me the correct pitches. It's actually a D sharp that he starts on, not an E flat. There you go. And harmonic equivalents. There we go. Soldier Farms, you learn that stuff? They want you to sing more, Calvin. I quit. Yeah, Calvin, the audience clearly, breaking down your data, the audience clearly wants to see you sing more. I quit. I'm done. They like the woodwork, they like the animal processing, but they especially like it when you steal other YouTubers' songs. And sing them aloud. All right? Oh no. Just open up a can of worms. I think that was the first super chat I ever threw was to Wes for singing the Spoke Shave song again, a second time. It was so I could memorize it and then use it against him later. Was it really worth the $2.99 he got? Probably not. Oh, $2.99 minus 33%. Sorry, minus taxes also. So it probably was more like came out to more like $1.15. Actually, that might have been pre-monetization for Wes. I don't know. It's possible, but I don't know. I feel like I did that, but it could be wrong. I could be wrong about that. Maybe I'm getting confused with some other Spoke Shave song. You know, literally everybody has a song about a spoke shave. You know, I had one too, but like, just I didn't feel like singing it. The Ides of March. The Ides of March is the 14th, I believe, according to the Roman calendar. Is that it? The Ides of March are the 4th? I thought it was the 14th. That was when Julius Caesar was assassinated in the Roman Senate by Marcus Julius Brutus. Is that the person that killed him? And then a mob of other people. There's a mob of other senators that killed him as well. But Brutus among them. Brutus was like his cousin, I think, actually. He actually didn't say et tu, Brute. He said it in Greek because the Roman patricians at that point in history still spoke Greek to each other to distinguish from the plebs, literally from the plebs. So they spoke and sometimes wrote and communicated in Greek also. So he would have said whatever the Greek equivalent of "and you, Brutus" is, right? Wes's birthday is coming up on the 4th, and Mike's is on the 13th. Very Pisces. It's a very Pisces March right now. It's Pisces season. Pisces season. I think there's a few more Pisces. There's a lot of Pisces around here. Welcome to Dad's Workshop. My name is Calvin. Right now I'm fashioning a new handle for my old dependable hatchet. it's something I need to do. So we do stuff we need to do in here sometimes. What I need to really do is clean this shop. Like, it used to be so pretty. I was looking at videos of it last year. My goodness. I'm gonna be 1,000. He's turning 1,000. Wes is turning 1,000. What's today's date? Oh, it's the 2nd. So it's Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday is Wes's birthday. Make sure you drop Wes some loot on his birthday, man. Throw him a super chat. Throw him a little sticker with a birthday cake on it with a little gift. You know, he likes those too. But as they said in the movie Coming to America, he likes the kind of money that folds and not the kind of money that jingles. Anybody remember that line from that movie? We'll still take the money that jingles, the kind of money that jingles, what we prefer, the kind that folds. He's a wizard. I'm a wizard. Finally, some free coffee at Hardy. There you go. Do you get free coffee at Hardy's on your birthday? Back when I was a little kid, if you were a member of Ronald McDonald Club at McDonald's, you'd get like a free cheeseburger on your birthday, man. You damned if McDonald's giving you free anything nowadays. Ripping you off on Monopoly, making you think you can win, and giving it to their cousin. You can't win. You simply can't, folks. You can't. There you go. You're 1,000. Is Gandalf 1,000? Merlin. Was Merlin 1,000? All right, let's figure something out real quick. Oh, it's going to be a beasting handle right here. I want to leave a little excess. Eyeball that a little bit. Slipped a little. Immortals. The immortals, Heather. The immortals. What's the word I'm looking for? Mere mortals. These mere mortals. It's West said grandparents. The people that never die. They're, What the heck did I just do, man? That's so offline. We'll put it down here. We'll move it down to here. Oh my god, it's so bad. I cannot see nothing. It should go up here. So which one can I do? Yeah, that's fine. We can do that. Do that. Smash that like button. Trying to get my 5,167th subscriber. 5,167. That's what we're trying to do today. That's the goal. I think that's where that needs to be. There. I'm gonna make another cut if it's in where I think it should be, if it's in the right spot. Wow, why is that? What the heck did I do here? I'm so confused. Still really bad. All right, what I'm gonna do is chisel to that point, I think, and then I'll work it out by eye, I think, to get it even. This is why people carve, though, because they won't make the mistake of like hitting that edge right there and taking too much off. But I know I will cut my hands off, my fingers off if I would become a carver. I don't have that kind of like, I don't know. I just feel like I would do it. I'm accident prone. In a moment of inattention, I would lose a finger. Luckily, with the other tools in the shop and stuff, I've learned the safety procedures. I think I would need somebody like a carving teacher that could teach me the way to do it, where I wouldn't get hurt. Maybe then, and only then. Smash that like, y'all. Smash it. Don't be shy. Don't be shy, y'all. Say hello. My name's Calvin. What's your name? What's your name? I'm trying to figure out where you guys are seeing and how I can get it closer in your. Oh, get it over here. Yeah, there we go. I'm being real cautious coming down with the grain because you sometimes get more than you bargain for when you do that. Hey y'all, do subscribe to the channel. We need to keep these subscriptions moving and keep these numbers moving. We're doing all kinds of stuff in the shop, y'all. I'm working on this hatchet today, but I'm also doing animal processing, and I got a couple squirrel hides to work. We'll probably get some good use out of those. We're working on shoes or flip-flops right now in these wet leather molds. Dad's Workshop got all kinds of projects, but you got to subscribe so that you can get the notifications so that you know what we're doing. You don't miss out. You're here when we're here. I know it's Monday. Everybody's a little slow, but do subscribe and do double tap that screen, like this video as well. Yeah, I hate the autocorrect stuff too, Mike. I'm with you, man. I'm a bit tired of it as well. I want to smack the AI in its face sometimes. What we are going to do, guys, is we are going to do, check this out. Let me show you. This is the handle that we're working on right now. We're just you know, shaping it a little bit at a time. Where's the old one? Where's the old one? What did I do with the old handle, man? I drop it? Oh, it's dropped. Old handle looking ratchet, right? A little too skinny. That's not my wedge. I wouldn't even try stuff like that. This handle looking pretty frosh, and we're gonna get it nice, man. That's how we do stuff here at Dad's Workshop. Y'all see the shavings? Shavings. Ladies and gentlemen, do the next right thing. Give somebody a hug. Tell them you love them. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dad's Workshop. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.